because quarterback is an overvalued position in my opinion because you spend so much money on one that you don't spend money on things to make the quarterback better, like Cincinnati buying wide receivers and a quarterback and nobody to block for. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Odd Coaches Podcast, the global authority on coaching leadership, where coaching wisdom meets real talk. I am your host, Dr. Keith Adams, and on today's Top Shelf Tuesday edition, in segment one, we are going to talk about the free agency class. Didn't have that many stars in it. Segment two, we're going to talk about the price of going all in. And in segment three, we'll talk about free agency. And Mel Kiper's big board is out. So we'll have a chit-chat about that. Joining me today, Captain for Life, Will Cotton. And Cotton, man, let's just jump right into it. Not a lot of bite and juice in this free agency period. We've got $300 million to spend and not too many people to spend it on. So tell me somebody you would spend your money on.
Man, it would probably be and I have to say the brother's name, Odafe Owe, from Los Angeles Chargers, man. I mean, right now with everybody going on, he has no real red flags in my opinion. He doesn't really have any injury red flags. He doesn't have any off the field red flags, he's young. He's 27. So he's getting right to the next 3-4 years are going to be at his year prime. So that kid would really make a huge impact with somebody. And to be honest with you, you wouldn't have to pay him top dollar just yet. You can kind of, get through with a really good, like solid, like, okay, here's a contract, boom, here's an offer. And you could really go get another piece too. So I think he is a really good key piece. And don't and unless he went to the wrong team, next couple of years, he's be playing in the playoffs at a high level right now.
All right. So I got two guys I'd pay for, but I'd pay for them at a discount. One is Malik Willis. And when Malik Willis came out of college, and I think he's the Liberty kid, franchise was on the air saying, there's something I like about this kid. And I followed him, and he just went to a situation that just didn't work for him. Then he gets traded to a place that kind of invested in him on the backside, and he showed some flash, showed some promise, and the franchise tag for quarterback is like $47 million. I have always said, if I can get the average of 10 to 15, I'm good. So he's a guy that's like, he's not top 10, so I ain't got to pay top 10 money, but I'll pay 10 to 15 money. And I think I'll be okay with that because quarterback is an overvalued position in my opinion because you spend so much money on one that you don't spend money on things to make the quarterback better, like Cincinnati buying wide receivers and a quarterback and nobody to block for.
Right.
What kind of math is that? And of course, the second guy, and shout out to Dr. Mason from Tape. He too immediately said no to what I'm going to say. Anthony Richardson is 23 years old. He's got a lot of potential, and nobody believed in him. And I'm going to tell you what, you talk about quitting, he never quit on me. So I would take a risk on Anthony Richardson because he's 23. He's got a skill set. And if I was any team that's in need of a quarterback, I'm going to call that guy Kirk Cousins. And I'm going to say, come on in and teach this guy how to be a pro. And then when Kirk's contract's up, I got my guy for 10 to 15 money as opposed to top 10 money. And I'm going to be okay because by the time he gets good, I'll find another sucker. I'll find another quarterback. We'll take my 10 to 15 money. All right. So with that, Will, tell me who you don't want.
Oh man, I would stay away from Kyler Murray. I think I'd stay away from Kyler. That dude, he has no interest in playing football. I think he's one of those guys who is a celebrity first, then he's a quarterback. Outside that, don't get me wrong, the brother is talented, but I think he has a lot of other distractions, because there are guys who, do everything asked of them. You know what I'm saying? They come, man, you want me to be here at 7 a.m.? Man, I'll be there at 7 a.m. You want me to leave? It's at 3 p.m., 4 p.m.? Cool. But that's all you get from them. That's all you get from them. You're not getting the extra. You're not getting the, hey man, let me do a little extra work. Let me do some rolling around. Let me do what plays do you like? Let's try things like that. And I just don't think he did a lot of that. He was kind of just doing this kind of thing. So stay away from him. Stay away from AJ Brown unless you are ready to win. I mean, you got to be ready to win right now. It got to be a Buffalo. It got to be the Ravens. Philly. I mean, obviously he can't stay there, but it has to be a team that needs to win now, because if he every team he goes to, kind of wears his career, it doesn't end well. Like I like to say, Coach. So I stay away from those guys.
So where's Russell Wilson right now? Did he finish the season on anybody's roster?
I don't believe so. I thought that I bet, I mean,
that's an aside. It's just I can't find him, but I wasn't looking very hard. So see if you can find him, and if you can, let me know. But I'm going to stay away from Kenneth Walker III. He's got Timmy Smith written all over him. And young fans, Timmy Smith played for the Washington Redskins, and he actually should have been the Super Bowl MVP when they beat Denver, because he ran for like 200 yards or something ridiculous. Well, he wasn't no good. And Kenneth Walker, I don't even think he can catch the ball out of the backfield. So he's just a running back. I could get one in the 5th round, run him into the ground, and then get another one. Sorry about that, Kenneth, but you can keep your Super Bowl MVP trophy and your trip to Disneyland, and you be okay. Did we find Russell Wilson?
I have not found him. I don't know what he's up to. I don't even. Let me see here real quick. Let's check it real quick. Russell Wilson, what are you up to? Oh, well, I guess he ain't doing nothing.
All right. Well, with that being said, in segment 2, we're going to talk about the price of going all in and see if you're willing to pay the price to do what's necessary to win a championship. We'll be right back on the Coaches Podcast. Go find Russ.
Today's student athletes face pro-level challenges without pro-level support. The CKA SAVE project is here to change that. For 16 plus years, Dr. Keith Adams and his team have provided comprehensive academic and athletic support from middle school through post-graduation transitions. NIL guidance, transfer portal navigation, academic coaching, career planning, they've got it covered. The CKA SAVE project. When your future is on the line, experience matters. Learn more at www.ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to the Coaches Podcast. In segment 2, we're going to talk about the price of going all in, and Russell Wilson is still on the Giants roster. Okay. All right. So the Raiders, they traded Maxx Crosby to the Ravens, and Baltimore beat out Dallas, who refused to give up a second first-round draft pick. That's a big cost. What do you think about the Ravens pushing their chips to the middle?
I like it. You know that you have that small window with that team, man. They went all in with defense. They brought in a lot of guys. I don't know if they brought in Derrick Henry. I mean, I don't think they really brought in the guy I think they needed to, which is a receiver who was leaving, like an AJ Brown or a Devontae Adams last year. Those kind of guys. But yeah, this is all chips into the table, man. Trying to see what they're doing. I'm glad Dallas didn't make that move. I don't think it makes them much better. I think they should stick to the path that we're going, where they're going through the draft picks. They're going with young guys who can play really well, and they're using that flexibility in their cap. So I think both teams won for whatever reason, but the Ravens got a lot better.
All right, so I'm going to have you go down the rabbit hole known as Deshaun Watson. He has restructured his fully guaranteed deal for the fourth time to lower an $80.7 million cap hit. Now, he hasn't played since 2024, and he holds the lowest QBR at 33.1 of any qualified passer in Cleveland history. That was a time where going all in kind of cost you. If you're Cleveland, what do you do?
I feel like you just keep him on I mean, it's tricky. It's tricky. You know, if it was something where it was just like an injured player, you could at least try to like, spin it in a way or at least some kind of redemption song. But, the way it kind of happened publicly, it's going to be a disaster. PR is going to be a disaster. Anytime he's playing, I mean, you're always going to hear, well, this guy's playing. Well, all the things he was doing, all things he was doing. So it's interesting. The Browns are paying so many things. If it was me, I would just say, look, we've already paid you so much money. Give us a couple games. Give us to week 8, whatever, and let's go. And let Shador do his thing after that. And just try and make it as strictly business. And can we focus on football and try to at least salvage this nonsense?
Well, I think they need to play all of their quarterbacks extensively in the preseason and see if there's if there's a team out there that is interested. All right, Will, Stefon Diggs. The Patriots pushed it to the middle last year, went all in, made it far, but not far enough, and they released Stefon Diggs to avoid paying a $26.5 million cap hit. What do you think about the 32-year-old expendable wide receiver?
I think he'll get a job. I think over there and good old Tennessee Titans, man. They're good for that team to be good. They love old receivers. They'll take him out there. I think the biggest thing that needs to happen to Diggs is he kind of has to take a step back out of the spotlight. That thing probably was the biggest thing for him this year. You remember he came off an injury, still played pretty well. Started, obviously the identity of the team was a little bit more running esque. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of took a step back. Was never a problem. Never mentioned a problem. Never said, "Hey, I'm not getting the ball. Y'all brought me here to do this, and I'm not getting my touchdowns." We never heard him ever argue about the stuff. Never heard any of his teammates saying, "Man, I can't stand this. It is what it is," or whatever. The coaches never said anything bad about him or anything like that. So to me, I think internally in the NFL, they know he's straight. As long as this whatever trial or criminal things going on is under the bridge, I think he'll be fine. They know he's a good teammate, and they have plenty of guys in the NFL who are great teammates who are terrible people. So he'll find a team. He's still a professional. He can really run his routes very well. He can catch. Guys love him right now. So outside of that, he should be good.
All right, last question. You're looking at what's available in front of you, quarterback wise. You got Kirk Cousins out there. You got Kyler Murray out there. You got your boy Tua out there. Do you go retread, or do you see if you can pick somebody up in the draft? How are you looking at this in terms of J.J. McCarthy? They pushed in, they moved up, and they got him at the 10th pick, and now they're like shopping him like Harris Teeter. So what do you think?
I mean, why not go back and see what Kirk want to do for a year? Say, hey man, look, man, we can pay you for 1 year, but I mean, you're not gonna be a lot of money. It's a difficult situation. It's a very difficult situation. You can try and I mean, I would try. You know what? I'll pick again. I pick again. Whatever. Go again.
Because so Minnesota, you pick again. What would you do if you're Pittsburgh? Because you got nothing right now. And do you really feel like waiting for Aaron Rodgers? And who's the dude they got from Ohio State last year? Will somebody. They got him like the 7th round or something like that.
I forgot his name. Yeah, I
Will Greer or something. I don't know. He went to Howard. Something. Will Howard. I don't know. Yeah, they're stuck right now.
They just need to go in and just go and get a young stud and do your thing.
That's a
Or
Malik Willis kind of team right there.
yeah, they go. Yeah, he would be a great bridge. Bridge quarterback. I think that's fine with me. They wouldn't have to pay him a whole lot of money. And they have some other guys too that they can have a bridge kind of guy. Now even if you want, say, hey, let me see if I can do it for a year with Kyler Murray. I think even that it's like, okay, well, you're doing something. Or
But not Russell Wilson.
Why not? Why not? Jameis.
Oh man,
Jameis.
Jameis. I don't think the Giants are gonna get rid of Jameis. I think he's doing too much behind the scenes for it. I think he's doing too much behind the scenes.
Oh, it's so much good PR for them. They love that guy. They love that guy. Carson Wentz. I mean, there's guys out there that you can go and plug them out there and say, look, we'll it's gonna be a long year, but you're going to be the bridge guy for a year or two. And if he plays well, you at least get you another year to figure it out. So some of these guys have to understand, like, you're not going to hit the lottery every draft. And I think they have to understand, like, I need to position myself that when the opportunity comes, we're ready to go. So the best thing they can do, I would say, is they need to go and just grab something, see what they can win, and aim to position themselves to get for a win success later down the line.
All right. So fans, in segment 3, NFL stands for not for long. We've had some retirements this week. And we also have Mel Kiper Jr.'s first really big board. We're going to go to the end and to the beginning. We'll be right back on the Odd Coaches Podcast. Hi, everyone. Dr. Keith Adams here, and for over 30 years, I've dedicated my life to helping student athletes succeed, not just on the fields and the courts, but in the classroom and beyond, and that's why I founded the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project understands that finding the balance between academics and athletics is crucial for long-term success. That's why the CKA Save Project offers a range of programs, including personalized consulting, mentorship, and coming in 2027, our innovative Gap Year Basketball Academy designed to assist both young men and women reach their full potential both on and off the court. I'm incredibly excited to announce that the CKA Save Project is now partnering with the Cascade Sports Network. This partnership will allow us the opportunity to amplify our message and reach even more student athletes through the Odd Coaches Podcast and other exciting initiatives. Join the CKA Save Project and the Cascade Sports Network as we empower the next generation of student athletes. Visit CKA on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org to learn more. Let's work together to find the balance and help unlock your potential. Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast in segment 3, the great free agency purge. So this is the time of year where guys are leaving, but they're leaving early. A lot of early retirements out there. Any retirement move catch your ear?
Not that really caught my ear that surprised me, but I understand it, man. When you're 29 or 27 now, the kind of money that you get in, some of the time, you got to get $50 million. And if you, invest it very well, why beat yourself up? Why and sometimes, coach, not everybody has the love of the game. I remember I had an uncle. My uncle used to tell you all the time, he said, man, I would write up to the bank joint, talk about, man, I hate playing football. This is the worst. Go ahead, cash this check right here, and I do what I got to do. So I understand it, man. I understand it. You want to be able to walk with your kids. You want to have these memories that you can remember, things like that. You want to spend some time with your wife or girlfriend or both.
Oh
So
man.
I get it. I get it. You don't have to play to the end of your life like they did in previous generations, man. You can get out if you make some good money, took some good investments, you know, and you
Yeah.
can do your thing.
Here's the thing. College guys are getting paid now. Fairly well, by the way. And you'd be amazed at what some guys are getting. And part of the elixir of me going to the Final Four is to actually put dollar amounts on some of the guys I've been watching all year. And last year, it was so eye opening saying, he got what?
Yeah.
That guy? Man, Fowler's really mad now. So I get it too. I'm glad that some guys at 27 and 28 are saying I'm done and I want to do something else. But for others, yeah, there's a very famous scene that I like to use in Rocky 3 when Adrian says, when when they stop chanting your name, it's just going to be us, and we can't live like that. So I hope you got a plan B, C, and D. But let's get to Mel Kiper's big board. So he's overhauled his rankings following the NFL Combine, which still fascinates me. I learned a lot about nothing watching the Combine. Is there anybody in that first round group that you're like, you got to watch this guy? He's going to make a team happy. Anybody of particular note to you?
Coach, I think there's going to be a lot of players in that first round who is going to be really good players. But I think the one thing that kind of stands out is Ruben Bain. You know, one of the things that stands out, like you said, Coach, everybody has short arms and things like that. That's never stopped anybody being really good at playing football. Now, I get, he has to work different things, but I think he's dynamic enough that he can make those changes, especially however whoever takes him. And I hope that the Commanders definitely take a look at him as one of those players. I think the other guys, everyone has these little nicks and bumps and all these things. And for me, coach, it's like if I'm gonna go to buy a car, I need all the car facts. I need, man, if you got a broken fender, I know if you need something messed up in your brakes. I need you to tell me the axle got broke. You know what I'm saying? I need to know all those things. And I can make a decision on myself and say, okay, well, I'd rather do that. In my opinion, I would take the guy with the least amount of injury report in the high top, top 10, outside of Mendoza. So that's the kind of guys I'm looking at. But there's a lot of speed in there, coach. Man, there's a lot of speed in that draft, man. So it's going to be really exciting to see what happens. But personally, for the Commanders, Ruben Bain is the guy you need to get.
All right. So I got to ask this. Fernando Mendoza will go number one to the Raiders. Great, fine, all that. Indiana football had a magnificent run of wins. Great, fine, wonderful. But Indiana's average age, Will, was 22 and a half. So is this guy good? Or was he in a good situation that accentuated what he could do? Raiders don't have what Indiana had. And I don't know about his arm strength, but they keep telling me about his efficiency and his 72% completion rate, his pro readiness. Yeah, okay. But am I wrong to be paused? Because the guy I want to see is the guy nobody's really trying to get because it's a running back, and that's Jeremiah Love. I don't know much, but I know good when I see it. And
Yeah.
that guy looks transformational. But
Yeah.
yeah, so tell me I'm crazy, or what do you think? Because Mendoza is going to go one, and I'm like, this is a no bum conversation. But you got a lot of things go. 22 and a half versus whatever else was out there. You were pretty clean all year. And Jeremiah Love was playing in South Bend, and they had a lot of injuries, and he was still cutting that thing up. What do you think, man?
It depends on what your organization. And it's unfortunate because if you're in the top two or top five, top seven, you're probably not, unless it's like a amazing trade you that you're not a very good team, period. And I think we can even look back at the previous Super Bowl champs, Sam Darnold. Remember, he started off, I mean, he didn't have the kind of college career that Mendoza had, but he went in the league. He went to somebody, and he went to a team that could not develop him, and they ruined him. And eventually, he had to go to a team that was much better. I'll even take another coach. You know what I'm saying? There was a guy who had more touchdowns, more yards, more completions, and had a better QBR, Dwayne Haskins. And he went to another team that did not know how to develop talent. And God rest his soul, he did not make it. And he got traded. And it was very difficult for him to come back from that. So, like I said, if it doesn't work with Mendoza in Vegas, don't give up on him.
Somebody's going to take a chance on him.
Don't give up on them. Anybody can do it. And with Love, I mean, it's just difficult because we have these teams who draft these guys. We got, Jonathan Taylor's, we got Saquon Barkley, we got Bijan Robinson. These guys, even if you want to take a look back, even like Zeke Elliott, these guys are in the top first round and they're with teams, with no respect to Zeke, but these teams are not ready to have an elite running back. They can't. I mean, the Giants weren't ready to be there for Saquon. Bijan is doing okay. I mean, he's playing amazing, but it's not conducive of winning. You know what I'm saying? The Taylor, I mean, even Jonathan Taylor, they didn't make the playoffs. Oh no, yeah, they didn't make the playoffs. They didn't make the playoffs. So, I mean, it's very difficult to say, take Love, but I think like just like Mendoza, the wrong team is going to take Love, and it's just going to really change how people look at him. But don't give up on him when that team does, or they can't afford him.
All right. So last question before we wrap up, and I got to go back to Reuben Bain Jr. The short arm thing. The kid, Lewis Woodland, for those who do not know, he told me don't overly think this thing, but it is a thing. So here's what we mean by the short arm debate, folks. His arms are only 30 and a third inches or 7/8 inches, and NFL scouts like you to have longer arms for his position. Will, you're a football guy. Can you walk me through the short arm thing before we close? Because this really is starting to bother me. Because I don't know why they care.
Oh, well, I think people are just picking and trying to choose little things to say, oh, he's not this, like nitpicking stuff. It's not a big thing. You know what I'm saying? If it was a big thing, then it definitely would have affected his draft stock. But nobody is not gonna it's not gonna mess anything like that. I think it's just that stuff that you hear right before the draft because there's nothing going on and you're picking stuff. And it's like, oh, well, did you know that Reuben Bain? Oh man, well, I heard he likes pepperonis instead of cheese. So I don't know. That speaks of his decision making, and I don't know if he's that kind of player, or I don't know. They need content, man. They need content. So
Yes, I can't do daily shows, man, because
exactly.
I can't get to the silly stuff.
Oh, and don't get me wrong, there's a kid right now who's just about to finish up, high school or college, and he has a little intern job, and they're like, hey, I need you to go back and just look up all the old nonsense and things that why people shouldn't take this person. And he's in this thing, and he's like, oh, well, he likes Snickers he likes Almond Joy over Mounds or all. So, it's off season. Off season.
All right. So I am rooting for one player in particular, Jamal McCoy from Tennessee. He is a cornerback. He missed the entire 2025 season with a torn ACL, and his pro day is coming up, and I hope he does a good job on his pro day. So on behalf of my captain for life, Will Cotton, I'm Dr. Keith Adams saying thank you for listening and or watching the Odd Coaches podcast, the global authority on coaching leadership where coaching wisdom meets real talk, also seen on the Cascade Sports Network. Follow Odd Coaches on the X platform at Odd Coaches. And for more information about the CK Save Project or to make a donation, go to www.cksaveproject.org for more information. And we will see you on the sidelines. Until next time, take care.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. The Odd Coaches podcast drops new episodes every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Make sure you subscribe to the Odd Coaches podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Follow the Odd Coaches podcast on the X platform at Odd Coaches. Follow Dr. Keith Adams and the CKA Save Project on social media at CKA Save Project. For more information about the CKA Save Project, visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. See you next time on the Odd Coaches Podcast.